Hello again. This is Patty with the Leather Lady and Winter Circle Equine Center. We just got done doing a video on blanketing 101. Hopefully you were able to watch that and learn a lot about your blankets, how to take care of them, what kind of materials are there, and how to wash, repair, and repel, and ask questions for the services that you actually are taking your blankets to. If you're doing them yourself, great. That's not a problem, but we still can repair them and repel them, and watch that video for how that happens and how to go about that. If you do want services with blanketing or leather work, please, I will put the website here right after the video gets done, and so you will be able to catch that there. But all you have to do is go Google Leather Lady LLC, and it'll pop up the home or my Facebook page. So, but I will ask you, if you're going to watch one of these videos, to please like and share so that I can help educate other people on their horse equipment and how to take care of it, or even learn just something new basically that maybe they didn't even know. I thank everybody around the world that is on my Facebook. I love seeing the actual footages of the horse events um, in the Middle East, and it's really amazing what some of these shows can actually do. I'm learning a lot about that. I'm learning about their equipment. You should Google these. I forgot the name of it, but the saddles are amazing. They sit way up above the horse. It's just amazing. Something new for me, anyway. So, basically, what I want to do today on leather is I want to sort of educate on some basics. So we're getting into the end of hopefully COVID, and people are, I noticed on my Facebook, are out there riding, and they want to make sure that the equipment is safe. They want to make sure they have the right equipment. Maybe something's broken a little bit and needs to be fixed. We can definitely do that, or I can definitely do that. Be happy to help you with that. I also now will share that if you have boots, whether they're English boots, cowboy boots, or if you have anything of that nature that needs repair, look me up. I just have a person that we're working together, praise God, because our leathersmiths are a dying breed, but he does need work. He has been a cobbler for 26 years, worked on leather. If you have anything like purses or anything small like that, he would really love to help you with that. I'm more the saddles. I'm a saddle smith, so a leather smith, but I work on saddles on down. I do a lot of motorcycle stuff. I also do um, holsters. I do reenactment. You name it, I do it. And I have no problems building, repairing. I do tooling. So anything that you want to personalize, I can do that as well. So there are services out here. I am going to actually make my website. I have a website, and I'll put that on there, but I'm going to make it go actually really live, because it's sort of hidden live, and so that people can have a place. Because I'm noticing a lot of people I do Craigslist, I'll offer on there, and I notice that there's a lot of people don't even know where the leathersmiths are. So hopefully we can come together. If you know a leathersmith that needs work, that we can actually work together, because it is really, really hard out here for us. It is a dying art, and our mentors and our teachers are passing away because it is a dying art. So let's get started. So mainly what I want to talk about is some of the different types of leather, also to how to take care of it, especially your saddle equipment. In the Pacific Northwest, it rains, and so how to condition it and that kind of thing. So I've heard people just actually go ahead and take a hose. They were going to clean it off, so they took a hose to it and they just wet the whole thing down. And if it's a light saddle, one that's not good for it, because there's a lot of stuff in our water that really damages the leather. But actually, when you and this is something you may not even know. So if you have a light colored saddle, bridle, pair of chaps. Chaps are different, especially if they're smooth. But if you have them and they're light and you want to put water on them, watch what happens if you put regular sink water, hose water, or whatever on it. Because what happens is there's minerals in our water, and those minerals, you're going to start seeing little black polka dots all over your saddle, sort of like mold, what mold does. it sort of makes little black marks on it. Well, so does water. And the reason being is that those mineral deposits begin to get locked into the skin of that leather. So you want to use a distilled water or any kind of water that is actually bottled rather than doing anything from the hose or the sink or anything like that. Now, if it's black or it's chocolate, dark brown, you're not going to see it. It doesn't matter. I still wouldn't hose it down with water. So a lot of times that will dry it out completely. So what you want to do is you want to actually do a nice, you could use a saddle soap. I like B Natural products. I'll plug them all the time. They're really, really good. Or you can actually use something. This is just a soap. So you're going to have to go back through and drop and wipe it off and do that and recondition and stuff like that. And this is a liquid. Some people like liquid. And there's all different kinds of leather products out there. I just prefer these because I have had such a success. There's the B Natural carries like a rubies. They carry leather amour. They carry a lot of different things. And like this leather that we're working with might be different from a car leather. That kind of thing. And I've done upholstery work for boating companies, but this thing here is called Blackrock. I love it to pieces. And basically it is a cleaner and conditioner together. And it's something that you can actually put on, leave on for a few minutes and buff it out. And it's really nice. I do use that a lot when I'm actually refleecing a saddle. I don't know what other saddle makers do when they go to refleece a saddle, a Western saddle, but I pull it all apart and I take this and I lather it up inside. All the leather straps and everything, most of the time, those don't ever get hit unless they're refleeced, and so they never get moisturized. So I go in there and I lather that stuff up to make sure that your saddle lasts a lot longer. So when you're going to clean your saddle or your equipment, you don't necessarily have to use a lot of water depending on the product that you're using. But you do have to be mindful of some of the products you use, especially if your equipment is a little bit lighter, because it will darken it. So the one thing about Blackrock, I've had a couple people say that it's darkened their stuff. I've never had it darken. It may darken while I'm cleaning it and doing its thing, but if it is, it's a minute shade that I can't tell. And that's why I've always supported. The company is a small company, and they actually ran out there for a while. So these guys I can't remember where they are. They changed their labeling here a little while ago, but if you need any of these products, just let me know. I'd be happy to supply them for you. So when we're working with leather, we want to make sure that a lot of the times you're going to clean it with a cleaner, or you can use this. You're going to let it soak in. Now, if your leather hasn't been if it's been dry and sitting somewhere and it's old, you might have to do a mildew treatment to it, just because if you don't keep your tack rooms with a little bit of warmth in them, it doesn't take much, then you will get a lot of mold, and mold turns white. We found that out with my daughter. She's actually allergic to mold. When she helped me try to clean a saddle, her eyes turned blood red. It was really bad. So anyway, so you can find conditioners, put it on, let it set and soak in. Go ahead and buff it out. Now, if you've got tooling, you can go ahead and actually get yourself your old toothbrush and get in that tooling and do like that. And that's what I do. I mean, it takes time, hours, and hey, you can do it while you're watching TV. So, and then you would just buff it out. Buff. Now, if you get done buffing and it's still dry and hard, then maybe you need to do another coat of it. So, and that's where Rubies and Amour comes in, gets it all nice, soft, and supple. You can put it with your hands. A lot of people say, well, what do you clean it with? Well, you can actually clean I cut rounds. These are sheepskin rounds that I use on the back of so I don't know if you can see this, but I'm refleecing this here. And so I don't need all the scraps, so I'll make scraps and rub it. The thing is with using this, though, you will get a few fibers, so make sure that you know that you're probably going to get a few fibers, but it's not a big deal. I also use t-shirts, old t-shirts. I use old t-shirts for dyeing. I use them for conditioning. I use them for all kinds of things. Yeah, and I've got drawers full of just old t-shirts. You can tell I'm a t-shirt person. So on that note, now when we come to some of you guys now, I don't know, but I am an Engel U.S. sheepskin distributor. So if you need anything for sheepskin, like sheepskin saddle cloths, saddle pads, like this one here. This is just a saddle cover. It's a nice blue one. They come in different colors. People are afraid to buy them because they don't know how to take care of them. So when you do get colored, you can get colored, and I'll talk about sheepskin in another time because you can get all different kinds of things from decor to a car to a motorcycle to all kinds of stuff that we sell. But when it comes to care for these things, what you can use actually, and you can do this inside your saddle as well, you can actually take a cat brush and lightly lift it to get that fluff back. You really need to be careful and watch and mindful of your Western saddles as far as the fleece, because you can see where you're riding and where the weight is. When I do like a saddle fitting or I'm checking a saddle, that kind of thing, a lot of the times where it is worn out, that's going to create a stress point for your horse. So saddle fittings are really important. Keeping that fleece, underside fleece, really clean and also even is really big. If you're in English saddles, reflocking, we do that. You can do that. But the thing is, it's mostly piece flocking because what happens depends on how you ride, left to the right, whatever, and your flocking starts to get smushed in a certain area. We can do a spot flocking, but the thing is too, if you don't flock or spot flock or reflock, your saddle ends up getting pressure points on that horse, and then you end up with sores and things like that. It's very easy to tell if your saddle needs to be flocked or reflocked, and you can actually call me, let me know, and I bring it to me, and I'll show you if it does or not. Most of them do. Like on your side panels, where your fenders are on an English saddle, if you see any type of oh, do I even have one? Oh, I do, but it's over there. But if you were to lift the underside of the English saddle and you would see like creases a little bit, you definitely need some spot flocking there. So just some helpful hints there. But when it comes to the fleece on anything that you have, even your hats, gloves, that's how you do it. Just buy yourself a little cat brush and actually go ahead and do that. I'm losing my battery power, so I'm going to have to wind this up real quick. So, and then as far as washing your fleece, people don't want to buy them, especially with the Engel pads. A lot of them have the fleece underneath. And so this one here, as you can see, is dirty. Let's see if I can get that. It's dirty. So you can put this in the wash, but what you'll want to do is put some baby shampoo with it. That's what you need to do to wash these things. Baby shampoo, simple as that, because that has some lanolin. It'll keep the skin supple. You can go buy expensive, and I can sell it to you, the soap for the sheepskin, but just at home, if you want to throw it, and you air dry it. Do not put these things in a dryer ever, because you will crack. You'll just waste all your money on that. So don't do that. And so as far as saddles, refleecing is really important. Now, if you have equipment that's just broken a little bit, please make sure that you repair it, because it can be a liability. It can hurt somebody. It could hurt you. It could cause death. Unfortunately, I could tell you some stories. But the thing is that you want to make sure that you keep your equipment all in good repair. If you can't do it, I've been putting little videos on. I did a stitching video, showed how to do that. But I'd be happy to help you out. Most of them, the repairs are very small, less than $20. Sometimes, depending on what it is, could be more. Saddles are, of course, I can change fenders, leathers, all that kind of stuff. I do English, Western, Australian, Charro, you name it. Just go to my website, and whatever your repair is, whether you've got knife sheaths, guns, all that kind of stuff. And if there's anything in leather that you would like to learn about, because I love to educate about it, please just let me know. Make a comment there down below. Make sure that you like and share so that you can I can actually help other people as well. So I hope you enjoyed this. This is just a real brief on how to take care of some products, and also to refleecing. Oh, one more thing. A lot of the English people, I talked in the last video about elastic. Okay, so if I'm repairing something which has elastic in it, mostly the girths, there is different types of elastic. Make sure whoever is doing your service that they're using the heaviest elastic. There is a special elastic for English, or we can actually double it, but it's really important that it's the strongest elastic, because you're putting all that weight onto those buckles, and that could be really detrimental if the person doesn't know what they're doing. Other thing too, lastly, if you have show blankets, a show saddle pad, and it's got the leather on there and it's peeling or coming off, find out who is going to do it. Make sure that they do it by hand, only because once those holes are made in anything leather, we do it mostly by hand. So as leathersmiths, most of our work is by hand if something is a repair, because if you were to try to take a sewing machine and put them through those exact holes, most likely 99.99 times you can't, unless you're actually a manufacturing company. You could probably figure a way to do that. But if you have somebody go and use a machine on it, they're ripping those holes because they're not going to get exact. They might get next to it or whatever, and then your thread's just not going to be able to do that. So please make sure that your leathersmith, whoever is doing your work, to do a good quality. It doesn't take long, and we do it by hand. I do have machines, but a lot of the stuff I do is actually by hand, and it ends up being much stronger by hand than a machine doing it as well, if you didn't know that. So please come to my website, my Facebook. Just look up the Leather Lady LLC on Facebook, and also on my website. You can do that, just Leather Lady LLC, and you'll see home, or type in home, and it'll pop up. Prices are there for blanket washing. There isn't prices for leather, which we can do, but there's just basics, because every project is different, separate, and we do build things, so we'd like to give you a quote so that you have an exact amount on your budget that you can spend. So please do that, and like and share, and hopefully this was helpful. If you'd like to hear more videos of different kinds of leather and blanket things or horse equipment, please let me know. I'd be glad to do them for you, because I love to teach. I love my horse people. I love horses, been since a little, so I would love to do that for you guys. Please take care, have a good night, and be safe and stay healthy. Thank you, guys.